Hey guys, John Luxy here, back with a new blind playthrough. This is Shadowgate. So the previous couple episodes before this were Shadowgate for the NES, which was a port of the 1987 Apple Macintosh version, ported to the Nintendo in about 1989. Now this is an actual remake, I believe using or done by some of the original creators of the game, and this was released in about 2014. Now, I know it's not supposed to be exactly the same. It's remade, reimagined. Some of the puzzles may or may not be different. So just real fast, I want to hit the options. You, of course, have achievements. There's keybinds. This is interesting. Items, archive, outfit, and spell. So it's a lot different, apparently. In my little test recording, I noticed there was like a map. So apparently there's a map now, which is cool. Eat, right? Like, just looking at some of these, go, that's a little, probably instead of move. But yeah, more text, space, show objects. I'm honestly not sure what a lot of these are. Toggle graphics, I don't know what that means, but probably the most important thing is this right here, creating a new game. You can choose between normal and classic. Normal is a more forgiving gameplay experience and good for those new to the first-person adventures. Classic is for players familiar with Shadowgate. The levels of difficulty are Apprentice, Journeyman, and Master. As you go up in difficulty levels, torches won't last as long. Puzzles you are faced with become more complex, and you will encounter entirely new dilemmas. You will have less time at game moves to accomplish certain tasks and to defeat the Warlock Ward. This was something that was in the original Macintosh version, but not in the Nintendo version. In the original game, you had a certain number of actions that you could do before the game automatically failed you. In the Nintendo version, you didn't. It was very forgiving in that regard. You know, every time you died, you started in the room that you had just left. Game hints are less straightforward, and there's 21 pages worth of help. I haven't read all this stuff, to be honest. Yeah, so we'll just jump in. I probably should have read this before starting, but whatever. It's it'll be interesting. So let's get started, I suppose. All right, so choose your experience, normal or classic. Normal is for players new to first-person adventures, does not require a deep knowledge of the Shadowgate universe. And see, that's interesting as well, Shadowgate universe, because I know there was sequels. Like, I think the N64 had one, and maybe there was others. I don't actually know. So my question is, do I select normal or do I select classic? For players familiar with Shadowgate and first-person adventure games in general, I think I'm actually going to do classic, although normal might be better because this is kind of a new game. And will this, like, give us more lore? That's something I'm interested in, if that's the case. See, now I don't know. In the help menu, it said normal was more forgiving and classic had a turn limit. Let's do classic, and then fingers crossed, hope we don't screw it up too badly. Oh, here we go. Apprentice, Journeyman, or Master for novice adventurers. Gameplay is challenging. So normal must be over here. Normal must be super easy, and this is easy, medium, and hard. Gameplay is challenging, provides the longest time limits, direct hints, and fewer opportunities to die. And you can do Iron Man mode, which is interesting. Journeyman. Gameplay is more Gameplay is challenging. Gameplay is more challenging. Shortened time limits, limited hints, more opportunities. I know I'm yawning a lot, I'm sorry. For veteran adventurers, I don't sleep, really. Gameplay is the most demanding. It provides the shortest time limit, indirect hints, the most opportunities to meet the Grim Reaper. Let's do Apprentice. See, gameplay is challenging. What does that mean? Because it's more like puzzles and stuff. But whatever, we'll say okay. Also, it appears the story might have changed as well, but I'll shut up and let this play.
Certainly it shall be these things. But for you, young Jer Cuthega, soldier of Windermere, could it not be so much more? In dreams, I have come to you, beseeching, entreating. Ride south, boy. Take naught but a dirk, a torch, courage. Ride south from Rivellin, around the southern arm, through the Waven Fair Wood, past Myrithath, beyond the citadel of Murlach Tor, and the spires of Gimdane, and the darkness of Tarketh's Pass. There you shall find my stone in wait. Under the shade of the mountain range, none have entered, either on foot, on mount, on wing. Gatekeeper, the oldest of spires, it harbors that which has been spoken of in whispers and ascribed to legend. Shadowgate, the living castle. But all is not as it should be. One of our own is now our great bane, a blight upon us. He has brought the ancient keep low, and it now lies fallow. It is there that you will find me, Lakmir of the Circle of 12. It is there that you will find this great quest. It is there that you will find yourself.
So let me just start by saying I love the art style. It looks like... Oh, there's my torch in the lower right of the screen. It looks like an oil painting, which is amazing. Alright, so... Also, it looks like it was different because we didn't get a lot of info about the main character, who he was. Just that he was the last of a line of kings and the seed of prophecy, right? Lakmir of the Circle of 12 was the one that... It looked like he teleported. It didn't say how he got to the castle, except you assume he got there on foot, at least in the NES version, because it talked about the... Was it the Darkened Forest or the Darkened Mountains or whatever it was? Darkeneer. That only the Seed of Prophecy could pass through to get to Shadowgate. And then, yeah, the whole Talamar was one of the Circle of 12 originally. So, I'm actually really excited that they're kind of expanding on the lore a little bit. Alright, so game tips. Welcome to the tutorial. Gameplay tips will appear at appropriate times to teach you the mechanics of the game. You can turn these tips on or off or change the command system at any time in the Settings tab of the Option menu. Click the X button to close a gameplay tip. No, we want them because apparently there's... I wonder if there's like sword play in this, because he's a soldier. Maybe he doesn't know he's the last of a line of kings. The command system. Click on any object in the game and command icons will appear in a circle around that object. Click on a command icon to use that command on the selected object. See, this might be confusing. I saw some of in the options there was like retro, and I know I've seen like in the store screenshots they have like the commands listed up here at the top. Might end up doing that because like hand is take, hit, unless it gives me like a little tooltip or something when I hover over it. Click on a command icon to use that command on the selected object. For example, to take that skull on the ground, first click on the skull and then on the take icon, which looks like a hand. Got it. Okay, first... hang on. Options. Keybinds. More text is spaced. Does that mean it expands the text box or it scrolls to the next thing, because there's the more. How do we save? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's save. Choose this slot to save the current game. Well, your game was saved. That's nice. That you will find yourself. With Lakmir's words echoing about your head, you stumble a bit until the world ceases its lurching. You stand before the Gatekeeper Mountain. An ornate door, framed by a series of skulls, is fashioned into the rock wall. Ah, much better. Oh. Well, that doesn't go away then. Let's look at the torch. As the sparks rise from the torch, they are quickly snuffed in the humid air. How do I... can I right-click to... Oh, wherever you click it... Was it F2? I see. I might just... Is that a toggle? I might just leave that on. It is a toggle. That's good. Let's look at whatever this is. So that was something that I saw, is that you have a turn limit, or an action limit. Anytime you do anything, it counts against you. You know, so if you just click use on everything, you might not make it to the end. Because each thing takes time. You know, in reality, you have a certain number of turns before the Warlock Lord wins. So, thick green roots twist through the dense foliage. That's it. Okay, let's click on the map. Reading your map. Click and drag to move around the map. Use the plus and minus icons on the compass in the lower left of the map to zoom in and out. I wonder if the mouse wheel works as well. Click the middle of the compass. This is the compass. To recenter the map on your current location. I assume that means the blue. The room you're currently in will be highlighted. As you discover different areas of Shadowgate, those areas will be added to the drop-down menu in the upper right of the map. Oh, hey, okay. So this is... Is there a fast travel system? I see. Oh. Well, that's... Okay. So maybe it's not too big. Oh, Jesus. That's fine. Now right-click? No. Okay. Cool. Let's click on the bag. Inventory sections. Objects in your inventory are sorted into 4 different sections. How are we doing on time? I look at that all the time because, you know, I don't want to run over. I lose track when I'm really enjoying myself. Okay, objects in your inventory are sorted into 4 different sections. Spells are in the spell section. Objects that can be equipped are in the outfit section. Books and scrolls are stored in the archive section. Everything else is kept in the items section. Click on the tabs at the top of your inventory to switch between sections. So in the original, in the NES, when I say original, I mean NES, there was like the gauntlet, the cloak. There was a sword, but it looks like we start with a sword. What is this? Use Dirk. So it does give us a tooltip. The rusted and pitted dirk looks as if it's seen better days. Archive. Outfit. Spells. Okay, so it's a sword, but I thought a dirk was like a dagger. Anyway, what is this? Look at self? Look at thyself. Use thyself. Yeah. You look upon yourself with apprehension, not knowing whether you are fully prepared for this strange adventure. Okay. I cannot open the door. Iron bands bind the rough-hewn wooden planks that comprise this door. The door is locked. Oh! Oh, right on. It shows you the history. Sort of. Oh, you can scroll down. Cool. That's handy. Alright, well, let's look at the skull. You can talk to it? Yeah, I don't want to waste time doing that. I heard the clack of bones. Alright, a faint glow forms within the eye sockets of the bleached skull. You jump as the lower jaw rattles. Come on, boy. I haven't got all day. Pick me up. Alright. Morte, was it? From Planescape Torment. Take Skull. So why did it just show up here? Yorick. Oh! I thought you put the skull in the hole. Maybe you do, but there's a key. Hit Yorick. As you begin speaking to Yorick, he interrupts. You better be sure you want my advice before you speak to me again, because I'll be giving hints next. You nearly drop the skull when it begins to speak. About time, boy. You have no idea how long I've been here. We're not going to click on him unless we need hints. So it reminds me of something. I haven't played La Mulana, but it reminds me of something I've heard about it, where there's like a tablet that says something like, don't read this tablet again. And if you do, it makes the game harder. You nearly drop the skull when it begins to speak. About time, boy. You have no idea how long I've been here. You can call me Yorick. I have no recollection of how I got here, but I do know plenty about this castle. If you need help on this quest of yours, just speak to me and I'll give you a hint. Cool. The circular indent in the archway suggests that something belongs in this slot. Not Yorick, though. The metal key has several strange etchings on its shaft. You put the key in your satchel. Objects, e.g. a key, you take are stored in your inventory. Click on the satchel in the lower left corner of your screen to open your inventory. You can use commands on objects in the inventory. Good to know. The use command. To use one object on another, first select the object you'd like to use and the use icon, wrench. Then click what you would like to use that object on. For example, to use the key to unlock the door, first select the key and the use icon, then click on the door. Okay. See, this is a little bit more interesting. In the original, or at least the NES, it lets you get into the main hall, the first hall, before, and both those doors were locked. It was the skull. There was a skull above the door that you had to open to get the key to unlock the door in the foyer, right? So this door was actually unlocked in the original. You go in, and the doors in there are locked, and that kind of teaches you that you need to look at everything, right? Here, they just... I almost have a problem with this because it's like tutorial through design in the NES version, as opposed to this, which is like, hey, you can't, you gotta pick up that key and use it on this door to do that. It's like, oh, I get it. Oh man, if you could hear the amount of cracking that my back just did. Alright, okay, well I guess we got this. You probably heard my, you put the key in your satchel, you probably heard my thumb right there. So, this feels kind of like a mobile game, which is weird. Excuse me, not that I mind, because everything's so big. Metal keys, several, yep, okay. Use the key on what? Can I close this? See, that's too much clicking. You turn the key unlocking the door. After a moment, you toss the key aside. Cool, I don't want useless stuff in my inventory. The open-close command. You can open or close objects like unlock doors by selecting the object and then the open-close icon. See, the HUD is getting very large. I don't... Open door. We need to see if it just like lets us select an item from our inventory, right? Also, if there's a turn limit, it feels like this is just wasting time, The door opens with an eerie creak. You can use the go command or double click to go through open doorways, down hallways, and up ladders and flights of stairs. In some cases, you can also use the go command to move to a spot of interest within a room. Interesting. Well, okay. Go to doorway. Without warning.
Blackmere was a fool to send a child to do that which even the vaunted Circle of 12 could not. Contain my growing power. Come if you wish. It makes little difference. Seal your fate within this living castle of the dead.
All right. Use and stationary objects. Do you see the lever on the right? Because it is a stationary, non-takeable object, the use command behaves differently. Simply select the lever and then select the use icon. This is the same as using thyself on an object. Ah. Okay. This lever. Without warning, a pair of glowing eyes fill the chamber and a dark voice invades your mind. Blackmere was a fool to send a child to do that, which even the vaunted Circle of 12 could not contain. I mean, technically it's Circle of 11 after he left, right? Contain my growing power. Come if you wish, it makes a little difference. Seal your fate within this living castle of the dead. Can I join him this time? That's all I want, is to be a villain. The apparition fades, leaving a trail of cold air behind it. I will apprentice to him. The door opens with an eerie... Oh, yeah, okay. Right. If there's a... Okay. Alright, so... Let's take a look. Lots of stuff. An oil-soaked rag is wrapped around the end of this torch. What is this? Go back? I guess. Well, that's shit. I didn't want to do that. How's my torch? Does it tell me? No. There we go. I didn't want to waste... A cold mist swirls about your feet, casting a surreal pall over this stone-arched antechamber. Yeah. The original did this too, where... You go in and it gives you the first thing, and then when you go back to that room, it tells you something different. Alright, so take the torches, because I assume we're going to need them, right? Put the torch in your satchel. Take torch. What is this? The circular hatch, is made of a strange stone set securely within a mortared base. A low hum of power emanates from within. The hatch will not open. It seems to be magically sealed. Yeah, okay. I'm out of alcohol. That's going to be a problem. The pattern on this once fine rug has been dulled by time. Its edges have become frayed and torn. Do I want to burn the rug? A strange pattern, unlike anything you have seen before, is carved into this solid iron door. The door is locked. At least it tells me whether it's locked or not. Okay. Always... hit lever or use lever. Okay, we'll look at it first. We're going to look at everything. An ancient wooden lever protrudes from an iron plate set in the floor. Oh, yeah, let's check the map. Antechamber. Oh, yeah, we can click and drag. Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so it is pretty big. Big and yet small. Okay. Caves. What's the drop down? So I'm still in the caves, I suppose. Let's try using the lever. Unexpected. With a squeal of protest, the lever begins to move. A few moments later, a stone slides away from the wall, revealing an opening that holds a key. Look at the key. This heavy key is spotted with flecks of rust. Can I just use it straight from here? Use key on the door. You struggle with both hands to turn the key in the stubborn lock. A satisfying click echoes through the chamber as you toss the key aside. Cool. The door easily swings open. Your map. In the lower left, next to the satchel, is the map. The map keeps track of everywhere you've been, as well as any interesting things you might have seen. Click on the map to open it. Well, since it tells us. Okay. Yeah. In the lower right next to your torch is the back arrow. Select the back arrow to go to the room that is behind your current room on the map. Alright, now we're on easy, so we should, or, easy-ish apprentice. We should be able to have some turns that we can waste. We're going to use the torch on the rug. The rug bursts into flames, sending a cloud of smoke up towards the vaulted stone ceiling. Is that all? Oh, there's rocks? Oh, this is an ancient gold coin, one that bears the faded image of a fiefdom long dead. Well. Oh, hang on. Let's take it. Take the coin, put the coin. Take both. What is this? It is difficult to tell if this sling has seen battle or is simply used by a shepherd to keep his flock safe. Right on. Cold mist swirls about your feet, casting a surreal... Oh, I see. So if you don't click on something directly, it gives you the area's description. Or the second description, right? Okay, cool. Oh yeah, is the flame a little bit lower? I think it is. Hopefully it tells us. Hopefully it gives us that little warning. That's important, if that is what... Oh, let's... Okay, so we have two torches. Different gold coins. As you rub the dust from the gold coin, its lightweight surprises you. Oh, so one's fake. And this one actually looks a little bit smaller. Can I look at it again? No. Interesting. What is archive? Spells? No. Probably tomes and stuff that you pick up. Let's check this thing. Wait. It had a use. Right? The runes on the archway glow with a mystical energy. You feel, more than hear, a low thrum of power. Okay. What happens if I use it? Use archway. Concentrating on the glowing runes, you gain a sense of benign power. This section of the castle is surely powered up. I'm not sure what that means. The circular hatch, made of a strange stone set securely within a mortared base. A low hum of power emanates from within. The hatch will not open. It seems to be magically sealed. Let's try using it now. Try to tug open the hatch, but it seems magically sealed. We probably need some sort of... maybe a spell or some way to douse the runes. Saving and loading a game. You can save and load games at any time, and that's important since Shadowgate is a dangerous place. Click on the gear symbol in the upper right corner to to open the save and load menus, but also keybinds for doing quick saves and quick loads. Learning spells. You can learn spells from certain books and scrolls. First, open the book or scroll and then look at it to read it. Excuse me. Every spell does something different and will only work when cast on certain items or in certain places. Yeah. You can cast a spell by selecting it from the spell tab in your inventory, clicking on the use icon, and then on object or room. Yep, okay. A damp, musty breeze wafts out from behind an altar set within the stone alcove. You note the long hallway continues further into the mountain. Indeed, so we have a body right here. Now, in the original, if you tried to take the book, the floor would collapse and kill you. So let's save. Turns 0. Yeah. What are we at now? Turns 20. That's not terrible, I don't think. Alright, so we have a scroll, we have a body, we have another torch. This is a long wooden shaft wrapped on one end with a flammable material, or as it's more commonly known, a torch. We're going to take it. Drop the torch into your satchel. What about you? The wood of this torch is made of hickory. This will smell good once it's burning. Okay. In the original, there was 2 different torches right here. Look, you could speak to the statue, huh? Strange markings and glyphs line the stone pillar that enshrouds this statue. One that depicts a hooded figure with a darkened visage. Visage? Giving the skeleton a quick once-over, you find no obvious cause of death. You do, however, have a bad feeling about this. Open skeleton. I assume that means, like, loot. You pat down the corpse. Your rough handling produces a piece of parchment and a scroll, which you put in your pack. Well. Ah, archive. Look at that. You read the hastily scrawled writing on the parchment. Since it is the only means to capture and control the elementals, you must hide the silver orb beyond the waters of the sewer. Okay. Oh, it actually has the words on it. Cool. The parchment of the scroll is brittle to the touch. Let's open it. The scroll crackles as you unroll it. You read the message scrawled on the page. Brown, I have your dog. If you wish to see the flying ace again, then bring the 3 pumpkins to the place beyond the harvest door. But be wary, for only one outfitted in a mask for the hallowed eve can gain entrance. There was... I kind of scrolled through the achievements real fast. There was something about a pumpkin thingamabob. I don't remember. There you must carve my visage and illuminate the sacrifices in the field of jack-o'-lanterns. Then I will be freed, and this will all end. Cordially, DP. Okay. What about you? The rolled up parchment is secured with a dab of candle wax. Oh. Oh. A little hidden passage, and then I guess you could just go that way. That makes sense. Fissures and fractures run along the edges of this section of the stone wall. Is that cheating to be using this thing? Maybe. Because you should be observant, right? Like, that is clearly an outline of some kind of thing. I'm not really paying attention as much as I should. So, okay. Let's open it first. You don't necessarily need to take it. You carefully open the scroll. You read the message scrawled on the scroll. Fandral, this missive is of utmost importance. We must coordinate our efforts. Seek my obelisk in the Acolyte Den below the sewers. I fear the worst is upon us, but I have plans in motion that may yet avert disaster. It is signed with the name Lakmir. So, I'm not the first person he's sent into Shadowgate, am I? Should I take it? Let's take it. Alright, let's save. Do we want to try taking the book? That's what we did. That's what killed us in the first game. Let's do it. Yep. As you begin lifting the book, the earth rumbles beneath your feet in a disconcerting way. You leave the book where it is, since this seems like a trap. If you really want to go through with this, then feel free to try that again. Okay, yeah. There you go. So, apprentice mode, it gives you a little warning. Journeyman, it probably doesn't. Yes, I do want to see it, though. As you lift the tome from the altar, the earth rumbles beneath your feet. In an instant, the rock floor gives way, sending you tumbling down a long vertical shaft. While the abrupt impact from the landing doesn't kill you, 10 tons of stone from the broken floor finish the job.
"'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here."
There's the Grim Reaper. Resume load. Help. What did it say about the... There was something about the Grim Reaper, right? Retro command system, I assume that's the actual things up at the top of the screen. I have no idea. Inventory, spells, outfits, text box. Current torch is in the lower right of screen. Current torch will burn down over time. You will not survive for long once its light has gone out. Oh, current torch and all other lit torches in the game will burn down a little every time you perform a command, with the exception of the look. Okay, so it's not a straight up actual time limit, which is what the NES version had. That's okay, that actually makes sense, right? So it was like in the NES there was no turn limit, it was a straight up time limit. Okay, cool. As torches burn lower, they will provide less light. You can light a fresh torch by using an unlit torch from the room on your current torch. You can also replace your current torch by taking an already lit torch from the room. Light torches without taking them from the room by using your current torch. There are ways to extinguish a lit torch. Extinguishing torches, I know I pronounced that wrong, but whatever. In a partially burnt down state. So don't let your actual torch go out. Got it. Yorick. To ask Yorick to stop making sarcastic quips, simply hit him. I'm okay with sarcasm. I was going to say sarcastic quips, but then I was like, sarcasm, you know, whatever. Thyself. Back button. Yep, okay. Double clicking a command, double clicking an object. Right click anywhere in the game to deselect any objects. That's going to be handy, I think. Quick use death. Here we go. Return to the main menu. From the main menu, choose to resume from your last save game or autosave. Running out of time, the Warlock Lord, Talamar the Black, will succeed in accomplishing his malevolent purpose if you don't stop him first. If this happens, you and the entire world of Shadowgate will be cast into darkness, and your adventure will end. Let's see, the amount of time it takes for the Warlock Lord to achieve his evil designs will vary depending on the level of difficulty at which you are playing. Cool. And then achievements. Yeah. Master mode, 1,000 turns or less. Where was the something about curing yourself of a curse? Curing yourself of a curse. Did I say curing? I think I did. Uncovering 100% of map locations and notes? Oh. I see. Where... Oh! Experience a number of unique deaths. Right on. That works for me. Let's see. Successfully casting every spell. There was... Use every weapon. That's... Finding and lighting every torch? That's weird. Complete the Black Axe quest. Master mode. Beating the game in all 3 difficulty modes. Discovering all special deaths in Master mode. Does Master mode... Oh yeah, it must have different deaths. Finding Lakmir the Timeless. Didn't we do that already? That's what got us teleported to the castle, right? Showing mastery of the weather outside. Reading every book. Burning every item that can be destroyed by fire. Well. Mining all crystals in the catacombs in Master or Journeyman mode. So we're not going to see those. Oh, here we go. Rookie Pumpkin Hunter. Successfully completing the Dread Pumpkin quest. There we go. Normal or Apprentice. Successfully completing the Dread Pumpkin quest in Master or Journeyman. Interesting. Alright, let's return real fast. We'll resume. Okay, so this is probably before we picked up the book. Let's open it. Something shifts under your feet as you open the book. That's a little scary. Is that a hint? Like the floor will fall out if you take it? In the NES version, I don't think we picked up any books. I think you always opened them. Let's look at it. You scan the ancient manuscript, noticing most of the language is unintelligible. However, one particular word stands out from the rest. Invoken. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power and quickly write down the strange marking in your spellbook. You have learned a spell. Cool. Invoken. Translation of the spell glyph is Invoken. That's great. Your mind glimpses some spectral person at the edge of your consciousness. Maybe it has to do with this. Let's try talking to it. Even though you do not know the name of the stone deity, you mutter a quick prayer under your breath. Use the Invoken spell on what? Oh! You concentrate on the statue and whisper a word of power. Oh. Although your spell is powerful, it bounces uselessly against the cold, dead stone. Well... crap. Okay, then. Let's look at our map. Alcove. What is this? Why is that there? Oh, the scroll wheel does, or the mouse wheel does do stuff. What is this? What is this right there? Okay, let's go back to the antechamber. Can we go over here? No. No, really? We can't click on this? That seems silly. Isn't that where we're supposed to go? I mean, I guess if it's first person, right? You're looking forward, you're not looking behind you. So let's hit the back button real fast. Let's try using You visualize the glyph in your mind and focus your will. When the pressure builds to an uncomfortable level, you release the spell with a word. The power dissipates as quickly as it appeared. Well, that's shit. Concentrate drawing power from the air itself. After a moment, you release the spell with a word. With the exception of an annoying headache, nothing else resulted from your spell casting. You know, that's interesting. It doesn't tell us what it does. Let's look at it again. Invoke in your mind glimpses some spectral person at the edge of your consciousness. Invokin a spectral person. I don't know. Oh, of course, right? This is the little white stone that we whacked. Can I just open it? You put your shoulder against the stone and push. The rock fractures and crumbles inward, revealing an opening. What I don't understand is... This is something that I don't understand, is... the Warlock Lord came through here. Like, presumably... So, in the NES version, I think it said that this was his castle. But then it's like, well, why does he have all the pieces necessary to defeat himself there? Which kind of makes sense. Because, you know, if there's a staff, the Staff of Ages, which is able to defeat you, I mean, I guess you could throw it in the water or something like, you know what I mean? But it's safer with you. Technically, he should have just kept it on him with the behemoth. But yeah, then I don't know. It's not important. Right. What about strange markings and glyphs line the stone pillar that enshrouds the statue? One that depicts a hooded figure with a darkened visage. So on the map we saw these markings. Right? Right there. That's important. It has to be. Let's go through here first. You force yourself through the narrow opening and into the darkness beyond. Show all objects. If you want to see which objects in a room are interactable, use the Show Objects keybind F2 by default, and the objects will pulse. Hit the keybind again to return them to normal. A figure moves within the opening at the back of the grotto. He doesn't seem to pose any risk to you. I wonder if that's Invokin. Let's see. So, in the NES, you went through here and got where? To the two bridges? So you follow, instead of going through the little hole, you go to the right, and it takes you to the three doors. Right, where it talks about the stone, like, it was hollowed out by mountain dwarf slaves or something like that. Grotto. Yeah, see, lots of stuff. We'll save here. We'll save and then we'll stop. Let's go back first. I'm wasting turns. I think it'll be okay. A damp, messy breeze wafts out from behind an altar. Ah, probably because of that. You note the long hallway continues further into the mountain. Here we go. Yep. You can search and loot various objects in the game by selecting the object and then selecting either open or use. Oh, I'm burping. Excuse me. Whoa. The contents of the object will be automatically added to the appropriate tabs in your inventory. Is that what happened with the skeleton? I was trying to think. Like, I opened it, and I guess it just added them to my inventory. That makes sense, yeah. Searchable objects include corpses, desks, bags, chests, etc. A series of ancient doors encircle this small hallway. It looks as if a battle may have been fought here long ago. Series of ancient doors encircle this small hallway. Nothing about mountain dwarf slaves. Let's check the map. Small hall, alcove, antechamber. Cool. Yeah, so I mean, you're not necessarily supposed to find that the grotto immediately, right? You're able to clear. Right, the grotto goes down, and then there's the two bridges, and eventually you get to that thing with Ipor, which is rope backwards, right? Which goes up into the Hall of Mirrors, which is where this goes eventually. This goes down. You go in, and then I don't remember if there's two bridges immediately. But you go over the concrete one, and it takes you to the Wraith, and then after that is the thing with the fiery room with the fire drake, and then after that is the rope area. Well, let's save again. We'll save in a new one. Turns 26. That's not bad. I mean, we're doing all right. We're doing okay, I think. I have a feeling it's going to get far more complex as we move forward. All right, well, a menu. Oh, here we go. All right, guys, well, that is it for today. Let me push my chair back, but I want to make sure there's no cats under me. All right, well, that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. I really hope you guys are enjoying... Oh, that was camera unfocused. I really hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. I'll probably play another one today. This is... Shadowgate's pretty awesome. You know, the original NES was probably one of my favorite games. And this being a remake of that is awesome. Especially, I mean, just look at it. It's like a moving oil painting. It's great. Its art direction is the way to my heart for games. So what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? If you've never been to my channel before, by the way, welcome. If you have been, welcome back. The unique positive moment thing I do at the end of every episode, it's a way to... You're actually supposed to do 3 every day, and you're supposed to write them down right before you go to bed, because it's supposed to increase your happiness. What happens is, you know, you watch the news and stuff, and your perception of the world essentially gets kind of poisoned by all the negativity, because everything is negative. And so with the unique positive moments, it reframes your perspective into something more realistic or something more positive. Not necessarily false positivity, but it makes you happier over time is what it's supposed to do. So what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's actually this little YouTube video I saw of a I don't remember what it was called. It was something like cat is bothered by owner singing in shower or something like that, and the woman in the shower was actually, she sounded like a professional opera singer, but she's singing, and then the cat would be like meow, like, because it's trying to, I don't know if it's trying to get in there or what the deal was, but the husband or boyfriend or whoever was videotaping, and it was kind of funny. It was just a couple minutes long, but I enjoyed it. But that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully you guys don't hear me like I'm hitting the desk or the table just as I'm talking. So hopefully that didn't come across. But Hopefully your guys' unique positive moment is just as good as mine, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.